Hi everyone, and welcome to my art vlog. I really missed making these. There's something so therapeutic to me about watching them and about filming them because it feels more natural. It feels more like just taking you along with me on my day, and you guys seem to love them. So I'm going to be doing some paintings with you. Also, if you want to see these kinds of pieces that I do before I post them anywhere on YouTube, make sure you check out my Instagram because I posted my paintings from here already on there. But they were very fun to do, and I wanted to take you along. This first painting is a study of a portion of a painting, basically the details of this painting by Thomas Gainsborough, and it's called Lady Carr. I just primed it with some acrylic paint mixed with water so that it would dry a little bit faster because I get really impatient to paint this. I sketched out the design and I really wanted to practice with fabrics, so I thought you would be interested to see that. Also, I wanted to share this because I thought it was a little bit funny and kind of interesting, is that I think that painting improves your memory, or it helps you form memories better, if that makes sense. So if you have memory problems, or like you're lacking in memory, or you have bad short-term memory, I suggest painting, because as I was laying in bed after I painted this that night, while I was painting it, I was watching NCIS, which is what I always do when I paint. I know, very academic and classy of me, but it was really funny because I was thinking about a moment in the show, and this image popped into my head of me painting a very specific area of this fabric. And I thought to myself, oh, that's the part of the show I was watching while I was painting this part of the painting. So I thought I'd test myself. I said, okay, think about a certain part of the painting and tell me what scene. I'm talking to myself a lot, I know, super healthy. Anyways, what part of the show were you watching when this came up? And so I thought about, when I was painting the shadowy fabric beneath her hand, what part was it? And exactly the scene that I was watching when I was painting that came up. And I did it a few more times, and it was just so interesting, and it was really funny. So, I don't know. It was just a strange way that now I associate some very specific episodes of NCIS with this painting. So, yeah. I ended up being really happy with how this turned out. It took around, if you guys have seen some of my Instagram replies, I don't really measure my paintings in time very well. I measure them in music, podcasts, and TV shows. So this painting took me around maybe 2 hours to do because it took me around 2.5 episodes of NCIS. But I really ended up enjoying it. I think that the fabric turned out pretty beautifully. I don't really paint fabric. I'm not sure when the last time I painted it was, but this was a super interesting experience. Just taking my time and painting the shadows and building up to the highlights. It was really enjoyable. So that's why I've been gravitating towards doing studies lately. It's because I feel like I'm seeing the artwork through the mind of another painter, or I'm seeing that moment in time through the eyes of another painter. And it's like, I don't know, it's like an escape, from forcing myself to think too hard about value and color. So I thought I'd show you guys a little session of my lunch. I ended up making, as I usually do, some variation of some Southeast Asian dish. So today I had cut up some vegetables and I cooked them with a mandarin sauce, which basically, if you want to know the ingredients, if you care, it's half of a mandarin, the juice of half of a mandarin, and some soy sauce in equal amounts, and then a little bit of rice vinegar, and I did about a teaspoon of honey. And then I put some vegetables in the pan and I cooked them down. It was like onion, garlic, broccoli, things like that, and some shrimp. Oh, well, that's not a vegetable, but you get the picture. And I poured the sauce in, and I ended up mixing a little cornstarch in so it would be a little thicker. But anyways, yeah. I also steamed 3 gyoza, or like little dumplings, and that was my lunch. Also, these chopsticks are from a market in China, so that's fun. Also, I wanted to show you guys my library. This is not my actual, this is not the library in my city, but this is in my house, because just collecting and looking at the physical photographs of other artists' work is something I really, really recommend. It is just so inspiring, and I know these books can get a little expensive, so go to your local library if you can, maybe once this pandemic is over, or even just look at Wikipedia. Wikipedia has the best quality images. I painted a while ago a study of the swing. I used a picture from Wikipedia and it was really nice. So for this next study, I decided to do a up-close version of this painting by the artist William Adolphe Bouguereau, and it's called La Reve du printemps, or the dream of springtime, I guess. It was such a beautiful, I really, really love how portraits were done in this style. I was actually talking just now before I recorded this to one of my wonderful artist friends here on YouTube, Claudia, and we were talking about how it's a realistic form of art, like this and Caravaggio, and it's realistic, but it's not hyper realistic, and you can still see the brush strokes and you can still see how the artist interpreted it from life, rather than, a photograph of life, which I think is really, really special. And it's like a glimpse into the past, and it's a glimpse into the artist's mind. I liked how this painting started off with the right eye. I liked it. But it started getting very dark, and also I didn't want to do any jump cuts while I filmed this, and my camera was running out of memory. Again, not very, artistic of me, but I ended up kind of rushing towards the end, which is a little disappointing, because I think that I could paint this very well if I hadn't rushed myself so much. So yeah, I was a little disappointed, but I asked on Instagram and everybody ended up wanting to see it anyway, so I went ahead and posted it, and here it is. And I figured I'd show it because, not everything is going to be perfect, and I want to demonstrate that. So yeah. I just wanted to say that I think that if you're an artist and you're aspiring to be an artist, or you have never picked up a pencil or a paintbrush in your life and you really want to, please do. Don't be afraid to paint just because of how well or how poorly other people do in your mind. I don't know if you've seen, but there's this thing called I forget what it's called, but it's this graphic that somebody made about how your taste in art grows much, much faster and matures much faster than your abilities in art. So I hope you remember that. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to start something and have to paint over it. The number of times that I have wanted to paint over a painting or just quit halfway through far outweigh the number of times that I've been 100% happy with what I'm painting. So just don't be afraid to paint, and nobody can take away your creativity, and nobody can take away what you love to do. And if you love to do art, please do it, because you have my support. And in my opinion, that's all you need. No, just kidding. But I really, really do think that everybody should paint. Clearly, it helps your memory too, so why not? Just kidding. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspired you to paint, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.